Some people grind for greatness. Some people just stumble upon it. Others, like us, sit in a room with 3 other dudes arguing about everything and accomplishing nothing. This is the Infinite Roundabout. Hello, what is up?
Don't look at me like that.
Cut that part. Welcome to the Infinite Roundabout. 4 dudes who know everything about nothing. Everything about nothing.
Nothing about everything. Take your pick.
Whichever one works.
Same difference.
I am your co-host today. I'm Devon. I'm here with good friend John.
That's me.
And one of my best friends, Matt.
That's me.
And, well, Blake showed up again.
Well, all I have to say is that.
That's a lot more awkward than it. I instantly regret it.
That's alright. Life is filled with regret.
That was a great video of me. Completely sober.
We drink alcohol. We tend to get pretty rambunctious.
It happens. Yeah. So, welcome back. We're here again after a little hiatus we had. A little break.
I'm really tired. Slept for like a week.
The entire week?
That was it. I slept for 2 weeks, man.
That's why
we left the last episode and I went to bed. I just woke up.
It's technically 13 days.
Ooh. It's basically 2 weeks. We round here. This is the Infinite Roundabout.
Touche, Carson.
that's a good point.
First off, we should probably get in the weigh-ins.
Oh, yes.
I mean, do we?
Turns out sleeping for 13 days is good for weight loss.
So, yeah, we'll get to that. As everyone knows, or may not know, we are doing a weight loss challenge between the 4 of us. It's an 8-week challenge. Well, now like a 9-week challenge-ish. Going till episode...
However long it takes for me to win.
Challenge.
No,
let's just say this has gone downhill incredibly fast.
This is the ultimate in challenges.
I just feel like it's so not worth because
There's actually no competitiveness
there's nothing
right
bad.
here.
There's no competitiveness in between us at
What
this
do you
point.
mean?
This is just the socialist challenge.
Everyone wins.
We need a real, something bad happening to the movement. That's what we really need.
Yeah, well, we should have decided that before we started.
That is true.
Because Blake's decided to tank.
So putting up the starting numbers on there
Blake wants to.
compared to the backup numbers, let me change that real quick.
If we're going off my scale, it'll lost more. Fucking cheaters.
So, this week's weigh-in, Matt is at 261.2. I dropped somehow, 317.4. John's at 248.2.
10 pounds.
And Blake is at 204.6.
Crushing it.
Crushing it. Absolutely.
Like I said, your scale is not working. Mine at home was 2 pounds lighter. I want a recount.
You can go weigh yourself again if you really want to.
Scalegate.
Scalegate. I like that.
There's a bunch of collusion going on here, and I don't like it.
Collusion.
Yeah, so with our week break that we had to take off, we also did have to cancel our live draft special that we had planned up. We were super excited for that.
No, this is the live draft special.
Oh, this is the
draft is going on right now.
Yes. Can
you turn the TV on, please?
Yeah, let's turn on the TV. Oh, look at that. Nice transition. The first
and with
pick.
the first pick, the Browns select Johnny Manziel.
Oh, wait. No. Scratch that. Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that's the same guy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wrong.
So that's kind of where I want to lead into the podcast here today is let's talk about the draft. Let's do it. Start from beginning to top. Let's go from
pick 1 to pick 300 or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's only 256.
Let's do
264, my bad.
We round up here, Blake.
You don't round up to 3. Okay,
They say if we did do our live draft special, my idea of drafting players with 2 hands, or every time a player with 2 hands is drafted, we take a shot, would not have worked out well.
Only would have been 263 shots.
Yeah.
I would have held my own.
I would have definitely tried.
I mean, there would have been breaks in between it too. So like we did the first one. I mean,
Sure.
32 straight shots. I mean, would have been a little rough.
Oof. Yeah.
But then it was the marathon the next day where we did we do 64 straight shots.
But it's really Saturday.
And then
yeah.
well, you get drafted.
Yeah,
then.
but it's Saturday, so it's fine.
Saturday separates the champions from the losers.
Also, we'd be doing that from ICU at that point. So
Yeah, we
it'd
would.
be shots of
It's
morphine.
actually really nice to have
IV in you.
an IV in you as you're taking the shots. It really keeps you hydrated.
It's like this seems counterproductive.
Counteract.
It's Joe, guys.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
It's
You
Joe.
can take that call.
He's coming. Oh my lord.
Well, he's gone. Let's sidebar and talk about the Avengers.
Yeah. So
Avengers came out.
yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up is that,
This is going to be spoilers, so
yeah, I think
Are we doing spoilers?
I think-
actual spoilers.
turn it off now if you
This
don't want to hear
this is
Infinity
your-
War spoilers.
yes, this is your official Infinity War spoiler alert. Beep 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 beep.
All right, so
I wasn't expecting us to actually talk about it. I thought
I
we were doing
took-
a noise spoiler one.
What do you mean? It's been out for
like 3 days
2
now.
days now?
72 hours. Everything's off.
So I took
Off
this
limits.
afternoon off of work, and I went and saw it because I didn't want to work. I was like, what
Respectable.
a great excuse. I'll just go watch Infinity Wars. I'm not that invested into the Marvel Universe. That movie was fucking awesome.
Incredible.
Easily the best Marvel movie they've put out. It tops my previous number one of the original Iron Man.
I think that was pretty much everyone's favorite.
I think easily the top 3 now would be Civil War is number 1 for me. Iron Man is
I
still
get
up
why
there.
Civil War is,
Yeah.
but
Iron Man's still up there, but I mean Avengers, the Infinity War it was so good.
If anyone wants to know anything about me and my personality, you're gonna know that I love this type of movie.
Yeah.
Because I hate movies that are so formulaic and like the bad guy's or the good guy's gonna struggle and then in the end he's gonna pull through.
Right.
That's not this movie, and that's why I love this movie, and that's why I loved Rogue One.
because I was gonna say that's why you like Rogue One so much.
Yeah,
because they,
'cause-
for one, they showed Darth Vader.
I mean, come on,
That
always.
scene. that scene. Where, like, they showed why Darth Vader is so badass and feared, and
But yeah, I love that there was actually consequence to actions in this movie. It's nice that there wasn't plot armor. With that being said, I'm fully aware that there's a stone that can resurrect light bulb heads, so they can do it to everyone else.
light bulb.
So
Okay, I didn't get that when you asked me who that was earlier.
Who
He's talking
was
about
the light
Vision
bulb?
instead. He's talking about Vision.
Oh god.
So obviously they're gonna get brought back unless the actor is out.
Even if the actor was out, they would.
But it seems pretty clear to me. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it seems clear to me that the mind dude looked into the future, saw that Tony Stark was somehow
Doctor Strange.
that guy. Saw that Tony Stark was somehow involved in beating him, so he had to make the deal to keep him alive, and that's why he did everything. And then in the end, he's gonna get the stone and bring everyone back.
Right. I still feel like there's going to be some kind of casualties to the part 2.
I sure hope so.
Absolutely has to. Like,
I think Captain America's gonna die. 'Cause I don't think he wants to do it anymore. Robert Downey Jr. I don't think wants to do it anymore.
Robert
He's
Downey
gonna die.
Jr. has been wanting to get out for a long time.
there's like, what if we give you this much money?
I think for sure, 100% Chris Pratt comes back.
yeah.
Yeah, Chris Pratt will come back, and I definitely agree with Captain America and Iron Man dying, because those two characters in the comics and shows beforehand have always had people take that place
Right.
of that character, whether that be
They've always been
Winter
recreated.
Soldier coming back for Captain America, which Bucky could easily take that spot in the cinematic world. It could
Right.
easily
In this
happen.
And the cool thing that we're getting to the point here right now, I've been thinking about this a lot, is that since there have been so many movies come out in the MCU, I feel like even the comic book nerds, or the people who are like, oh my god, this didn't follow this minute detail in the comic books, everything's ruined. Even like the comic book people are starting to realize, well, this is its own thing. I've accepted that now. So now we're to the point where what I believe is going to happen is that they're going to kill off Iron Man and Captain America. Maybe, I don't know, figure out some way to kill off Thor. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think Thor's gonna die.
I don't think so either, but if it's possible.
They gotta keep making lame Thor movies.
Oh my god, don't even get me started on
Yeah, but
that
they could
movie.
make a really good one if they really wanted to.
They could make him amazing.
But they've had 3 tries now.
So the problem with Thor and Hulk is why they haven't had so many movies is because they're so strong that a fight with someone at comparable strength of that character destroys world. Look at Asgard from you haven't seen Ragnarok. But
I haven't, but
Like,
I get the idea.
a comparable person fighting this person would destroy worlds. So it's like that's why there hasn't been that many movies about those characters. Why they have also haven't been good because you can't unleash that character's potential without having hundreds of thousands of casualties.
Right.
I just
and
think
the
he's
wake of-
I just think
fight.
he's a boring character, and the only time that he's fun being on screen is when everyone else is making fun of him.
He's actually a super interesting character. Like
in the comic books.
Maybe-
yes,
Maybe
he
in the
is,
comic book.
but
I've never read a comic book. I haven't even seen the movie, so
They've absolutely bastardized him in the movie.
they really have.
But what
I like the actor a lot, but
Yeah, he is great. He's absolutely perfect for that role too. But yeah, what I think is going to happen is that with all of this, mentoring going on with Iron Man and Spider-Man, I have a feeling like they're going to kill them off, and then they're going to come up with like a new Avengers where Spider-Man is the leader
of the new Avengers.
It looks like Spider-Man turned into Iron Man anyways.
Well,
that's a suit that's what I mean. It's really cool.
You'll have to watch Homecoming.
I don't see that happening, but
he gives him a
Also,
suit too.
Hulk is Iron Man now. Everyone's Iron Man. You get an Iron Man. You get an Iron Man. Everyone gets an Iron Man.
Well, the running joke about all these movies is that Iron Man has been the star of all these movies. So Iron Man 9, Infinity War, was really good.
To be fair, Iron Man 9 was really good. It even featured 3 Iron Mans.
It's insane. 4 if you count War Machine too.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's Iron Man light. He's
Man.
like Copper
the
Man.
thing that I don't get with the whole Iron Man thing is I know he destroyed all of his like hundreds of suits that he'd made in Iron Man 3. You saw Iron Man 3, right?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but
I've only seen it once, a long time ago, but he had like
Yeah, he's
hundreds
like
of suits.
self-destructo.
Yeah, but he like killed all of them. It's like this huge war is happening. Why don't you just?
He retired. He kept a
As
suit.
he walks around with
He kept a suit.
No reason to have this in his chest anymore. He's like,
Yeah.
Speaking
it's
of
cool.
which, the one scene where they actually featured that thing of him just wearing the chest piece
Yeah.
had Pepper Potts in it. You think she lived?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that would be a driving reason why Iron Man would be willing to sacrifice himself because he loses the one thing he loves in the
Why is
world.
he not on Earth anymore?
He's coming back.
Hey, he's got to come back eventually.
He's not just gonna hang out on this rock.
How is he gonna get back?
He'll fly a spaceship. They
fly.
flew there somehow.
It's nanotechnology he has in his thing now, so he can
He's
make
gonna-
whatever.
Does he have a
Regenerate?
hyperdrive?
Oh, maybe.
Are they gonna regenerate and recreate that suit?
I think that
I
was.
thought
the,
it was already doing that, wasn't it?
I think that was the
He
point.
was shifting pieces to go to like.
Oh, I thought it was just like
he
regenerating.
was shifting like from his legs over to this,
Ah.
shifting over to this. It was
I
super
thought,
cool.
I
stuff.
thought,
was
I thought the
very
suit
cool.
just
Oh, it
killed
was
itself.
like, it's like, you know, when you're driving a spaceship, like, put all the energy into the thrusters, screw the shield. That's what he was doing. He
It's
was
like, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. It's never worked in any movie.
He's like, remove all of like my armor and just put it in this one spot.
Spoiler alert, it didn't work in this movie either. he got his ass kicked.
He didn't get stabbed.
yeah.
But I thought the entire movie was spot on. Like when they announced that they were removing the second movie, and then which they still could make a second Infinity Wars. If they
Oh, if
wanted
they're
to.
not, it seems like they're going to.
Like they said, Thanos will return. That doesn't mean that a second Infinity Wars. That could be a different story.
Well, it's going to be an
altogether.
Avengers movie, though. It's,
Absolutely another
it's-
Avengers,
yeah.
but it's not like.
It doesn't have to be Infinity War Part 2.
Well, they had originally said Part 1 and Part 2
No.
is what they had originally said.
I mean,
so-
obviously, the way that ended, there's a sequel.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be as like something is going to
Hey,
happen
did you
that's
guys watch
relevant to
the?
this movie.
Did you guys watch the scene at the end?
Mhm.
I don't know what the symbol was. What is that?
It's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Oh,
That
okay.
is- whew, that's a fun character.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
She like manipulates energy. It's really cool.
Oh, so she's the same as that Olsen chick.
Olsen.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different.
she did the same thing.
So I read
Except
something.
she wears a skirt.
She's like she can fly and is super strong and stuff like that.
Fun fact: she likes to get naked in other movies. Just
Oh, really? Which movies? Like,
I-
which one specifically?
I'd have to look and see. We can check it out at a different time for science reasons, of course.
Purely for science.
Purely for science. But yeah, as early as May 3rd next year is what I've read speculation for Infinity War Part 2.
So it is actually Infinity Wars Part 2.
I don't necessarily know if it's going to be Part 2, but it's going to be Avengers 4.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
exactly.
continuation.
Speaking
for this.
of those kind of movies, while going to the theater today, I saw previews for other movies. Deadpool looks awesome.
Deadpool looks incredible.
Yeah, Deadpool will be another good
I'm
one.
Do
pretty
you know the
excited
character
for
Cable
that.
at all?
I know like the actor, but I don't know the
So,
character.
so the character Cable is like Jean Grey, Jean Grey's son.
So here, before you
Right.
get too far,
I don't
I don't know shit about the X-Men world.
Okay, so you know
So-
Jean Grey is
She's like
X-Men who like love.
a person.
She's a person. Don't
But-
screw any of this up because Chandler's going to get
Oh,
mad at
Chandler's
you.
gonna get mad at me. But-
This is Chandler's favorite character. It's
So
Cable.
Cable has like
Is she the one that makes? No, I'm not even gonna
it's
say
Phoenix.
it.
You
I
know,
was gonna say she's the one that makes storms, but that would be Storm.
she's,
wouldn't it?
she's the redhead who can like lift stuff with her mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Okay, Joe. No. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I swear to God.
No. Yeah. Next week works.
Oh,
Oh, next week for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he canceled this week.
Well, he said he was going to make it last week, and then we canceled on him. so-
Oh. Everything got ruined.
All right, Joe. Well, have fun with Kubi Magoogie. I'll talk to you later. No, you hang up first.
So he's gonna get really high and forget that he called. He's probably gonna call back. So let's sidebar our Marvel discussion, and we'll go back to football. And then when he calls back, we can get back into that.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, we just jumped into Infinity War real quick.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
Ah.
It's almost like we planned that.
Oh, this is weird.
Back to boring football. I mean, the only football that we've had.
Yeah,
No one-
sucks.
no
If
one
only
even-
this guy would have watched.
no one even gets hurt in this one.
Avengers.
No one gets hurt.
It's the worst draft ever. Everyone made it through it.
I heard some guy lost a hand.
I think he would have without it.
I don't know if he lost that on the
Did he
stage.
lose it on the way up to the stage?
They really gotta check those guardrails.
He just loses his hand. Fuck.
I'm good.
Like,
I'm
I
good.
so he didn't fell back.
I love you, Shaquem.
Can we take back this draft pick?
All right, so we left off at Baker Mayfield because we got pretty far into it, the number 1 pick. So I actually found
That was a good start.
a story on why they picked Baker Mayfield today. I thought it was interesting, their VP of Personnel's comments on him. I've got a quote from him. It says, "Here's the honest-to-God truth. From the start of this college football season to the end of the season, I had Darnold as number 1 and Baker as number 2. Josh Rosen number 3, Lamar Jackson number 4, and Josh Allen after that. On our way through everything, you couldn't tell me Darnold wasn't the best. I did my evaluation of the season. So what changed? The part where you meet them off the field. You watch their workouts. You watch everything. And Baker blew me away. Highly, highly intelligent, highly competitive. He had a trait that some of the good ones have, the power to affect other people. I thought that of all the quarterbacks I watched, he stood out far above the other guys. When he walked into the room, you knew he was there."
I think they said the same thing about Johnny Manziel.
Exact quote.
No, I think. I think
the highly intelligent thing.
Oh wait, no, that was the quote about Johnny Manziel.
I got the quote wrong.
I do believe that Baker Mayfield may be able to hold himself a little bit better on the pro level. I mean, Johnny Manziel went into a straight, tailspin.
I don't think Baker's a moron like Manziel is. He did something stupid. He ran from the cops.
Well,
Everyone's done something
there's a
stupid in their
list.
life.
There's a list.
What else?
There's the inappropriate gestures on the field against the Kansas game.
Who gives a
him
shit?
planting a flag. Well, the
Who
NFL
gives a
cares.
shit?
The NFL
Obviously
cares.
they don't. He's number 1 pick in the draft.
Well, still, Manziel went 5, and he was just the same way. And you get the same thing. You get criminally charged players who get drafted in the first round. That's a moot point. They're going to draft who's good. Doesn't mean the fact that they're not going to get in trouble off the field.
They're not in there to be a family-friendly
Yeah,
TV show.
that was part of the draft. Like there was almost like a segment, like a dozen times in the first round, like, yeah, this guy might have gotten a little higher, but here's a list of things he's done in college, and it's like 2 sexual assault charges while he was at UNC, and 3 sexual assault charges when he was at a different school, and then he, it's just like
it is tough to say. Who knows what it's going to do? So I'd like to revisit this in a year from now and show you how wrong you are.
If he proves me wrong, more power to him. But I've seen the song and dance before. I feel like.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I mean, sure. I feel like Baker Mayfield does kind of. He's not. I don't know if he's gonna. He's not one of those typical NFL sized quarterbacks, and that's the thing that I'm gonna knock is his size. He's 6 foot.
Don't you dare make the Drew Brees argument.
Okay, I'll make the Russell Wilson argument. He also
That's
wanted
the
to
same
do-
argument.
It's the same argument, really. But I mean, the thing is that I don't know. I haven't seen his throwing motion enough to know if he can get it down the field. Can he throw it 60 yards?
Well,
He
see,
can.
okay,
He absolutely can.
his
Standing
his college game was a lot like Johnny Manziel's. But Johnny Manziel is still a great athlete. There's still a chance that he makes his way back in the NFL. Like honestly, God,
vehemently disagree with that statement.
but their play styles in college were very similar. It was Baker Mayfield had no O line, just like Johnny Manziel didn't. He scrambled. He outran a lot of defensive ends. Just like that. And then, just dumped it on.
He'll fit in perfectly.
Yeah, so I'm just
like
saying.
the Browns.
Well, but except the defensive linemen on the other side of the field are all like that one defensive lineman who's really good against that one team you faced.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different
completely
beast.
disagree with that assessment, and here's why. It's because if you watch the tape on Mayfield, you've seen that he showed time and time again that he can sit in the pocket and pick
Well,
defenses
so
apart.
could Manziel.
No, he couldn't.
Okay.
Manziel thrived in chaos, and that was the only thing he was good at.
He thrived in both. He won the Heisman for a reason.
Yeah,
It
because he
wasn't just
thrived
because-
in chaos.
Okay.
The dude never took a snap from
Okay.
center.
Okay.
Never took a snap from center once in his college career.
Oh, that's true. That is true. But I don't know if that really
He
defeats...
was
I
just
don't know
It
if
doesn't
that...
mean that he doesn't throw from
he
the pocket.
was an improv expert.
Yeah.
That was it.
Maybe he just didn't prove that he could do that as well in college.
Well, he proved he couldn't do it in the NFL.
I don't watch a lot of college ball, to be honest with you guys.
I mean, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if the Browns even win 5 games.
Well, that'd be a huge improvement from last year.
I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. If they win 5 games, I'll be surprised.
They did... Vegas came out with their
Oh, you're saying
odds.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Their win odds this year, and it has the line set for the Browns at 5.5, which some people are hard for or against that.
Yeah.
Some people are like, with all these picks, they're a playoff team.
Listen, something's got to give eventually.
Which
It's got to.
they've had so many picks in the first round that at some point you got to think, hey, when are these guys going to do something?
I mean, even if it's not because they're a talented team and they pick the right picks, at some point something's got to give. You're going to play a worse team than you are.
Right.
So
Yeah, I don't think.
I think they did last year.
Well,
They
I
still
think
lost.
if it was the line was set at 5.5, I would bet under that, but I would think it'd be close. I think they have a chance to win 4 to 6 games, but I don't think they have a chance to win 10.
Can you pull up the Brown schedule?
I see it around like 4 or 5.
We were watching like the scheduling coming up, and there were some interesting schedules actually.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Well, it's like I think like no doubt in my mind the Packers have the hardest schedule
Yeah,
in the
that's
NFL
what it
this year.
Yep.
But like,
See the Huskers?
Hang on, let me bring it into NFL so it's in a straight line.
a little cleaner.
Yeah.
We'll skip right through the preseason. Nobody cares about that.
I do
so that-
more
no,
agree.
this is
No,
with
that
you
is
besides
okay.
Blake, though.
So I'm looking at this. I feel like
Make it.
game one Steelers, that's a loss.
yeah.
Saints,
loss.
that's a loss.
Loss.
Jets, I give them a possible win.
Yep.
Raiders is a loss. Ravens is a loss. Chargers,
That's a win all day.
That's kind of a toss
that
up.
I
the
put that in the
Chargers
same spot as the Jets. Bucks, that's a loss. Steelers, that's a loss. Chiefs, that's a loss. Falcons, that's a loss. Bengals, I might give them that one just because they're divisional. Texans,
Win.
Hey.
I'd give the
Wait,
Texans
that's
a win.
fine.
Panthers,
That's fine.
Panthers are going to beat them. Broncos might be able to beat
I don't
them.
know. Broncos had a.
They got. I mean, I'm a big fan of Bradley Chubb, so he'll probably he's going to make Von Miller better. Bengals, Ravens. So I think 5 is a tall order for them this year.
I mean, I think they can get to 5. I think it'll be around 5, but I think doing what we just did right there is a complete ridiculous thing to do. Look at any schedule any year.
It's
You look
very
at
ridiculous.
It is.
It's very
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It is, but that's not the point. We're still just quick looking
It's
at
all
the schedule.
speculation.
We're not-
It's any given Sunday
We're
for a
not
reason.
crunching the numbers here. We're just
No,
like,
I get it.
Anyone
Yeah.
can guess a win or a loss, and
Yeah.
I still understand it's any game Sunday. I'm not saying my word is gospel on this.
Right.
I'd be stupid of me
accusing
to
you
assume
of
that. Well, you said I was ridiculous. No, I'm just saying it's like it's easy to look at this and say the Steelers will probably beat the Browns twice.
Well, it's easy for
Which
me. It's easy
is-
for me to look at Houston's schedule and say they got 10 wins, but they're going to win 4. So
Well, that's the thing. I mean, divisional games, you never know. They're a complete toss up.
That's why I said probably.
Yeah.
I didn't say they're gonna.
I agree.
On to the second pick.
The second pick of
the
the draft.
the best pick in the draft.
The biggest surprise of mine.
I think that was a
It's.
phenomenal pick.
I think it
love
was
this
an
pick.
absolutely great pick, but it was still a complete surprise, in my opinion.
I love this pick.
I loved it too. I think he should have gone number 1, but
Yeah, the Browns
Browns
could have
should've
gotten
won.
Saquon Barkley, then gotten a top tier talent
Third best
quarterback.
quarterback.
Even if they
They
didn't
could've
get
gotten-
Baker Mayfield,
they probably still could have gotten Baker.
there's possibility.
maybe
There's
there
a
was a
possibility.
lot of talk about teams trading up to get Baker.
There was a lot though.
They have a lot of talk about people doing it, but then they probably never would because they knew the Browns would be too scared to pass up on them. Browns are gonna Browns, man. That's asinine to me. You know,
I think the Browns had a huge mistake by picking that as their first round pick, and
well,
I mean, we said it week after week. Saquon should have been the number 1 pick.
I'm a
Absolutely.
speculator, like 100%. I am not a professional football GM, coach, or anything. But like me personally, looking at it, like that much quarterback talent. There's every chance in the world that Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, or Josh Allen would do just as good as one or the other.
so you get a 4-sided dice. You roll that dice. One of those.
Yeah,
one of those.
But there's no.
Am I going to get this bust, this bust,
Yeah,
this
that's
bust,
what
or
it
this
is.
bust?
There's one Saquon Barkley. There's one Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
The only argument that can be made for why he didn't get drafted first is because of his shelf life. But then he goes and gets drafted number 2, so that point
running
is
back shelf.
moot.
Yeah, that's the thing that I would agree with is that running back shelf life 5 years
Yeah,
at
but
the
he,
most.
he provides a team instant relief that needs it.
Unless you're
I think
Adrian
they do
Peterson.
need
That
that.
Adrian Peterson
Well,
was
yeah.
one of the last
Well,
people to do that.
some can last longer. I mean, but it's safe to say it's a 5-year shelf life.
The underrated thing about Saquon Barkley to the Giants is a lot of people are like, why didn't they pick an offensive lineman? That's what they really need. Saquon Barkley is an excellent pass protector.
Yeah.
So
they got two birds with one
you're
stone
picking that up right there.
He can do everything. He can
Yeah,
catch
he's
too.
still
That
talented.
dude.
I mean, he's a little undersized, but
He's slightly undersized, but yeah. I mean, he's just short, I
yeah,
think.
he's a little small. But
It's not
I
like
think.
I think he's a top. I mean, honestly, if he comes down to it, I'll draft him in fantasy. Like,
No,
I will.
what kind of
I was just saying.
No,
like,
don't pick him.
well, I'm
Number
saying,
1
I-
pick.
I'm not saying like I'm. So we play keepers, and I already have 2 running backs,
so
2 very good running backs at that. If it comes to me and he's on the board, he will be my first round pick.
Wow.
Noted.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting him, so that's good.
Yeah, I will stockpile.
Can I get rid of my entire team?
No. We'll
I will
discuss that
stockpile.
later.
And then when I start Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, and Saquon Barkley in my flex, I'll just be...
Did you say lose in the finals?
Yeah.
Again?
I'll make it to the finals at least.
David Johnson will be hurt week 1. Ezekiel Elliott was suspended week 2.
Not again. I served my time. Dividends are about to cash
He
in.
talked so much shit about his great running backs last year, and none of them did anything.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault they got hurt and assaulted women.
Is it not your fault, really? You picked them. You put this curse on them.
He put the Matt curse.
Zeke went like 4th round in our draft last year.
He went
second.
second.
I got him with.
I was hoping to
get
get him third, and then Matt. I was like,
Matt was
you
smart.
son of a.
Matt was smart. I stole all of John's draft picks.
You
I
did.
look at John's list. I was like, I'll take him, and him. Right before John. Every
So
time.
you and Starkey both actually. You were on
pretty good.
opposite sides of me. I was just like, I guess I'll sit here for 5 minutes, figure out my pick now.
You had a bad spot. Just being right in the middle.
Third place.
Yeah. No, I 100%. I thought for sure that Saquon was going to drop to 4. I really did, but that was not the case.
If you want to rewind the tape, I said there is no way he falls past 2.
I know. We have the messages to prove it. You went 5 for 5 on the first pick.
Nobody's
It wasn't 5 for 5.
He got Brad Chubb
I
wrong.
missed 4 because
Oh, okay.
I thought Chubb was going to go 4.
Oh, okay,
He
gotcha.
went 5.
And then you got it wrong on Broncos picking him.
Or was that? I think that was Rezab that did it.
Well, I didn't think. I mean,
Oh,
Well, I don't know why they passed up on him, and then like everyone's expecting the Broncos to draft. So before we get ahead of ourselves, Sam Darnold went number 3. That's a good pick for them. The
Yeah,
Jets needed another quarterback that
That's a
could.
solid. There's not a ton to talk about there. It's a
Welcome
solid
to
pick.
welcome to the AFC East, bub. Denzel Ward was the surpriser. Like I would have never guessed Denzel Ward. I could have said him gone top 10. He's arguably the best cornerback in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Why he went 4th?
It's a team.
It's kind of crazy. I mean,
I think they also picked just because they had 2 in the top 5. They got what they wanted already.
who's the Browns have good ends though.
I think they
they lost one.
Miles
The
Garrett.
Steelers. That's
They have Garrett and Ogba.
Well,
So they've already got their ends.
well,
I think
no,
they should've
Denzel Ward's a
doubled down on
cornerback.
offense. They should double
No,
down
I'm
on
talking about
offense.
ends. Why they didn't draft Chubb.
Oh, they should have gotten a quarterback, in my opinion. That's what my argument is. I don't know why they. I mean, if they think
it doesn't
Tyrod
make any
Taylor's their
sense.
guy. Well, I guess they got. I mean, like they got a quarterback. I'm talking myself in a hole here. I'm in the theoretical universe where the Browns drafted Saquon Barkley number 1.
And why
Why didn't they draft a quarterback at 4? But they did draft a quarterback at 1. And
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Chubb at
no,
4.
I
But then-
mistake. Yeah, they should
That
have.
was a dumb call on me because they have 2 good ends. They don't need. I mean, I know he's a good player, but they don't
Put
need
that.
him.
Put Holman
Chubb's-
outside linebacker. He could do anything.
Chubb's pretty
He's,
versatile,
yeah,
right?
he is.
Yeah.
I mean, even the analyst said he's arguably the best overall player in the draft.
But if you have a giant hole at corner and you're, I mean, can you fault him for that?
There's a lot of good corners this year. I think this was one of
I
the
think there
highest
were a lot.
drafted cornerback years.
Quarterbacks.
Probably easily because the Packers took 2 and they were.
The Packers drafted 12. Or you no, I'm just kidding. I felt like
They traded Aaron Rodgers for 5 quarterbacks.
One of these guys has to work. I swear.
Can we get a whole new defense, please?
Their starting D line is cornerbacks.
They're fast, man.
They fast.
So, but that's what. So
they get knocked down every play.
This is a flag football, right?
The Browns got Denzel Ward, which was the shock to me, and I know Blake too. But then Brad Chubb went to Denver, which was a steal for them.
I think that's a phenomenal pick.
That is
I
a
think-
huge steal for
I think he
them.
will.
See, I thought they would have passed on that.
You don't.
I think it's a good pick.
You don't.
I thought they would have went quarterback.
Oh, that which
But they're gonna ride the Case Keenum train in that case. I mean, you got top tier defensive talent come out of college, and then you have a quarterback who, albeit was carried mostly by his defense, I'd say,
That's the thing, though.
but played good enough to get his team to the NFC East Championship. I mean, ride it.
Yeah,
ride
but they weren't expecting a quarterback to be there. So when they is there, it kind of changes everything.
True.
That's what my thinking was. Is they were fully planning on there not being a quarterback at that spot. But when there was one there, it's like, well, do we roll the dice on that then?
No,
I think
why-
that
I
when
mean,
you have that good of a defense.
Why would you
running
risk
backs
it when
are
one like you got a proven talent already on your team, and like drafting another quarterback, he may do better for you, but then you got a proven defensive star right here. You don't pass that.
I
In my
agree
eyes,
with that.
in my eyes, you don't pass that. Especially,
I can see it. It was just a mistake on my
I
part.
see Bradley Chubb like making Von Miller better again. The
Yeah.
one reason Von Miller's production has gone down is because he doesn't have a defensive line to help him.
Isn't it very
Offensive linemen are able to just blow right through the Broncos' defensive line
Right.
and just block him on a lot of plays. So, I feel like Bradley Chubb will increase Von Miller's production again.
Good, 100%.
At pick 6, we get a lineman. No one cares about that.
Which
Well, it's good for them because it's the Colts.
Yeah,
that's
they
probably
need
what
it.
that's probably
They
what
need
they
it.
would have taken at 3. So it's perfect for them.
No,
They got
it's-
draft picks for it.
So the owner of the Colts actually said a thing is that, like, we've been treating Andrew Luck so bad. We're so sorry. Here's some.
He also-
line.
I also-
that was like a legit quote that they said.
also
we're
like
so
his-
sorry, Andrew Luck.
I loved his quote. It's like, I don't want to have trading Andrew Luck on my resume. So then we get to pick 7, which is Bills Mafia, right?
Bills Mafia, Josh Allen.
The
So-
racist.
So what I like about this pick is that Richie Incognito just retired. They needed someone to carry the racist torch.
That's what they drafted.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
That's pretty good. No, Josh Allen, if you didn't hear, he retweeted rap lyrics or something like that when he was 15, and they had racial slurs in them.
15-year-old kid,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
Heaven forbid. I mean, it's easy for us to make a joke of it as a room full of white guys, but I honestly feel like it's absurd. Like, regardless, I mean, words only carry the weight you give them. So, and I mean, he's a dumb kid doing dumb shit.
Talk
so.
on the internet, you know.
Yeah.
It's like if he was at like a schoolyard.
Have you guys heard that airplane in PUBG?
It's bad.
Yeah, it gets real bad. In fact, the worst thing I ever heard, I heard this week. I got on the plane. Someone was playing the zombie cover by Bad Wolves. I was so mad. I went into my settings and turned off team
He
chat.
jumped off as fast as he could. He was filming that entire plane race.
I was so upset. I'm like, of all of the racist shit I've heard in here, this is the worst thing that's happened to me.
That's hilarious. But yeah, no, Josh Allen, I don't see him doing that well.
Try and slam on Bad Wolves as much as we can.
Slam on them all day. Come at me, Bad Wolves. I'll fight all 4 of you.
Well, and they traded up for us too.
Yeah, they wanted a QB.
They wanted.
They were QB or bust after trading Tyrod Taylor. They're like, we're QB or bust. We're not gonna do
Pretty
it.
much.
Hey, welcome to the AFC East, bud. Number 8, Chicago Bears, linebacker
Roquan.
Roquan.
All right, well, this is the part in the draft where I had to stop doing all research, and I don't know any of the rest of these picks.
Yeah, we can
I stopped
speed.
giving a
Well,
shit.
I'd say we go through
We
the
can speed
10.
through these.
I think the main
Forget the
thing is
top
looking
10.
looking at
'Cause, yeah,
positions and what they might.
Because Smith's
on the
going to
team.
be good, but I mean, he's going to be a consistent player, but I don't know if he'll be like top tier.
I mean,
This
it'll
lineman
be
for the
good.
Niners, cool. Get Garoppolo some help.
Say the team
No.
and the name and then the.
So yeah, Niners got Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame, and then
There's been a lot of
whatever.
There's been a lot of Niners talk.
Josh Rosen was the one other pick I wanted to talk about.
Bust.
I think he's gonna do the best.
He was so pissed off about everything.
Yeah, did you hear what he said?
Bust.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he like? He
Yeah.
was quoted saying, "He's like, there are 9 mistakes made before me," and I was like,
Oh my.
So he was
goodness.
legit
He's
like, I'm
pissed.
actually
he's
really
pissed. Yeah, he was pissed.
He's like, I was pretty pissed about this.
I
I
saw
think
a-
he's gonna do the best.
I saw a summary today that I couldn't agree more with, is that Josh Rosen isn't going to be a good player because he doesn't give a shit about winning. He cares about stats. He's a stat quarterback.
I see.
If he has a good game, he doesn't care if his team loses.
Yeah. It's like playing Madden.
Yeah, that's like me playing Madden. I'm not a good teammate.
How many touchdowns can I get this person this game?
I feel like he might be better than some of the other guys because
I think he's the most NFL ready.
I'm all for that Aaron Rodgers effect.
I think he's better
Sit
than
for a
Sam
few years.
Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's a piece of shit, but that's just me.
He should still be good. I don't know. I don't think
He's
he's
just let's join the long line of USC quarterbacks who've made it in the NFL. Carson Palmer.
he did good.
Anyone else?
Long list.
Well, I
Anyone
always
else?
mix him up. I know.
I
he
know a bunch of them.
I know
I don't
he
want to start
didn't-
spouting them off.
I know he didn't play.
Matt Leinart,
Well,
I said
yeah,
successful
no, I know,
in the NFL.
Okay, no, never mind. I remembered. I was gonna say I knew
Cody
Matt Leinart was
Kessler.
right. I always want to say Matt Stafford played at USC, but I know it's wrong. Every time I
Georgia.
bring it up, it's Georgia. I know
Georgia.
better. I know better. But it's like for whatever reason, it's like what rings in my head. And I know it's wrong. It drives me crazy.
Mark Sanchez,
I feel
the
like
two-time AFC Championship runner-up, 2006-2007.
I feel like my hate.
Mark
I
Sanchez.
feel like my hate on Sam Darnold is that I view him as an Andrew Luck light, and I don't like Andrew Luck.
Why don't you like Andrew Luck?
He's a pick machine. Everyone's he's the greatest player of all time. All he does is throw picks.
Well, it's 'cause he
He doesn't
hit
even
every time he
play.
throws the ball.
He doesn't even play anymore.
Even when he's got protection, he stands in the pocket, throws it right to a defender. I mean, he's supposed to be the next coming of Peyton Manning. He's already thrown more interceptions than Peyton Manning through his entire career.
But he had that one good comeback and that one good
That's
playoff
absolutely
game.
not true.
It's a hyperbole.
I'm saying a lot of things that you just can't back up, and I'm just gonna.
Blake's been using
That's
words a lot.
Blake.
Yeah.
That's Blake's
He
personality.
just says things, and it's just like, okay. The pick that I love, like the next guy, Minka Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins. That one, I'm bitter he went to a rival of the Patriots because he's awesome.
Basically, picks from Minka Fitzpatrick to the Packers pick. Any of those guys I would have loved to go
Any
to the
defensive back. And the best part about that is the Packers kept trading back. Even they had great defensive backs fall in their lap, and they're just like, I will wait.
They traded back to trade back up.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, what's the cornerback from Florida State that fell right into their lap, and then they traded back?
Oh, yeah. Jones?
Let's get to it.
James.
So Minka Fitzpatrick, 11 to the Dolphins. Vita Vea.
No, you gotta say his full name.
Let's do Vita Vea to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's an awesome pick. He's going to be Gerald McCoy's new
Buccaneers
partner.
isn't his name.
No.
Vita Vea, the Tampa Buccaneers. That's his name.
To the Buccaneers. Darren Payne to the Washington Redskins. I don't really know a whole lot about that. He's an Alabama guy, so he's probably pretty good. Marcus Davenport to the Saints. He's a monster. Colton Miller, offensive tackle to the Raiders. Tremaine Edmonds to the Buffalo Bills as an inside linebacker.
Oh.
And then Derwin James. That was the guy. Derwin James. The Packers traded. They had that pick. Derwin James fell into their lap.
We had the 14th pick. So we had the 14th pick.
Traded back.
And then traded back to like the 27th. And then after James got
you
picked,
were at 17, and you
No,
traded back.
we were
No, Derwin James fell into your lap.
we were at 14. We were at 14 first.
I could have swore that they picked Derwin. They had Derwin James fall into the. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. I remember now.
So they had 14th pick,
You're
which
right.
was Marcus Davenport. Then
You're
they
right.
traded down to like the 27th pick, but then traded back up after Derwin James was already picked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what are you trading up for? What are you doing?
Jair Alexander.
And
That's
they picked
who.
up Jair and Alexander, who's apparently a ball hawk and is fast, and hopefully he has a sense to turn his head when the ball's coming towards him.
I can't count the many times how Devon yelled, "Turn your head!" when
It's
we're watching the Packers.
Demarius Randall, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't have football sense.
Well, he's not on your team anymore.
No, I know, it's great.
This generation of football players grew up playing Madden. And in Madden, the cornerbacks can run down the field without turning their head, and then at the last second just turn and grab it. So they're probably used to that.
That would be that's a very sad reality. I hope that's not the case.
That's not the case. The Dallas Cowboys drafted Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State.
Here's my favorite thing about that pick. The Cowboys desperately needed a wide receiver. They draft a linebacker. Jason Wynn says, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm done. Retiring."
This is my favorite part about this draft. There was one trade. It was my favorite part about the draft. I think it was, I don't remember what pick it was, but Witten said, I'm out. And there was a phenomenal tight end.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, come to us. His name is Dallas. He was named after the town Dallas. Like, or
What? I didn't know what other Dallas you're talking about.
No, it's
he was named after Dallas.
Dallas, Missouri.
And the Eagles traded up to the pick before them and took him. And they were just like, it's my favorite pick of the draft. I was like,
yeah,
It was pretty savage.
that was the
Savage.
David AKERS rant.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
straight savage.
fuck off, David. Jesus Christ.
I loved all the people who got up there and just rambled. It was so ridiculous.
That was the most obnoxious pick speech
The
I've ever
NFC
seen
East
in my life.
Championship, the NFC Division Championship.
What have you done in your life?
The
you
NFC
fucking
Conference
kicker?
Championship.
If it was Donovan McNabb, I'd be like, all right, it's fine. You know, you're a respectable player, quarterback who's earned something for himself. Fuck off, David Akers. Jesus Christ, that triggered me so hard.
Well, while we're on the Cowboys,
That's the title. That's the title of this video. Fuck off, David
Good
Akers.
with that new episode title.
All caps.
Just put
So
asterisk
We need to
or
start
something
having
too.
that every single time when Matt's going to freak out at one thing. At one point, and that's the name of our episode now. We'll have like 3 episodes.
Not related to the draft, but speaking of the Cowboys, Randy Gregory is going to reapply for reinstatement, hoping to play in his 6th career game since the last 4 years. He failed his 47th consecutive drug test.
Good for him.
I mean, yeah.
Good for him for trying. Give him that.
Was he really trying?
No.
When you fail 14 drug tests, were you trying?
It's like Ricky Williams. I got high and forgot I was not supposed to get high.
To be fair, at least when Ricky Williams played, he was amazing.
That's true. That's true.
So Detroit,
I don't remember where we were
yeah.
at.
Well, no, we were at the Packers, and then so Cowboys actually drafted a guy named Leighton Vander Esch from Boise State. But the Thad Castle joke, if you haven't seen Blue Mountain State, is pretty spot on.
Is that the guy that eats the Oreo out of his ass?
Yes.
Okay. That's the only episode I've seen in that
How do
show.
you do that?
Oh, dude, have you seen Blue Mountain State?
It
Oh
it
my
was
God.
in his ass, then fell out. He picked it up, smelled it, and ate it.
You guys need to watch that show. It's on Netflix. It's hilarious. I
pretty funny.
love it. It's stupid funny. It's stupid funny.
Is it like stupid humor?
It's
Oh
stupid
yeah.
humor.
Oh yeah. It's like lowbrow, stupid, funny. It's ridiculous. Anywho, Lions draft a center from Arkansas, Frank Ragnow. Cincinnati Bengals draft a center from Ohio State. Who I actually talked about this. I think he's the better center, Billy Price. I don't know. Lions gonna Lions, man. Matt Patricia, what are you thinking?
Well, he didn't have his
Yeah,
pencil
yeah.
that day.
Fuck Matt Patricia. He's the worst coach ever, right?
Tennessee Titans got Rashawn Evans from Alabama, outside linebacker.
How many
Dude,
trades that
so
was?
many trades.
Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee. All ended up.
Hot potato
Those
hill.
are
Dude, that's what
trades.
you wait till we get to like the 7th round. It's just like trade.
Last year, Houston.
Unless you're Houston.
Pats
They get
drafted
3 picks this year.
a tackle from Georgia, Isaiah Wynn. Carolina drafted DJ Moore, a wide receiver from Maryland, who actually, why he got picked before Calvin Ridley is beyond me.
I agree.
Alabama didn't have an outstanding quarterback at all this year, and Calvin Ridley still shined. And Calvin Ridley's like, he's kind of like the second coming of Megatron in my eyes. He's a big dude who can just get up and get the ball.
I think it's a bit of an overstatement.
I'm not
I
comparing
get
him
what
to
you're saying.
Megatron
I
yet,
get what you're
but
saying.
it's like he has that capability in my eyes.
He'll have to beef up a little bit more before he
yeah.
does that. But
What wide receiver coming into the NFL doesn't,
I was gonna
honestly?
say, look at Andy Butterfield.
Well, that's
kicker.
even Julio Jones was that way when he first got drafted.
Yeah,
He
any
was
wide
pretty
receiver
small.
in college is like probably 30 pounds underweight.
Yeah. Hayden
Hurst,
a
tight
tight
end.
end.
Calvin Ridley went to
Surprise.
the Atlanta Falcons. So that's the interesting thing. The rumors about what's going on in Atlanta. Julio spontaneously deleted all of his Falcons-related pictures on his social media and made his account private.
Well, if he wanted,
Nothing's come of it yet.
if he wanted to stay with the team, he should have caught that game winner against the Eagles.
Regardless, if they decide to give up on him, that'd be ridiculous. But
What do you think they would do? Like,
they draft a receiver from Alabama.
And then trade
Another
him.
receiver
where do
from
you think Julio
Alabama.
should go?
They trade him for number one.
I
Sometime.
mean, I think New England would be a great place for him, honestly. Him and Julian
You
Edelman
can say
can
that
both
about
rock the
literally, you
number
can say that
on.
about literally any good wide receiver.
Yeah,
He
no,
could
that's
come to Green Bay. We need a.
Actually, honestly, Dallas. If I'm being
I think
unbiased,
Dallas- I think
if I'm
Dallas
being
is really
unbiased,
good.
Dallas would be his most probable landing spot, in my opinion. If I'm being completely
I can
unbiased.
see that. Oh, I just realized why the Browns took a cornerback at their second round or their second pick is because they have Demarius Randall now.
we traded for the shitty cornerback, so we're gonna draft one to make
We're
up
gonna
for it.
desperately need a new one.
Oh my
Three weeks, I
god!
think we need to get this guy out of here.
Yeah,
Anywho.
sorry, that was late on my part, but woof.
Seattle Seahawks drafted Rashad Penny from
Too
San
early.
Diego State. He's
moments
a running back.
after that pick came in, an anonymous team tried to trade for him. They wouldn't say who, but
Interesting.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Interesting.
Who was it?
They
Is
wouldn't
that
say.
anonymous?
They wouldn't say.
the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was.
It probably was the Bills.
Yeah, dude, the Bills like mortgaged their future for these 2 first-round picks. Pittsburgh Steelers drafted Terrell Edmonds, a safety from Virginia Tech. Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Tanner Lee from Nebraska.
Okay, so this pick right here, I know this is not the first round pick, but the Jaguars must have heard me constantly bitching about Blake Bortles being the worst quarterback in the league. They're like, you know what? We're going to double down on that. We'll get one worse. You can't say that anymore.
Have you seen Trevor Siemian? Anywho,
Tanner.
it was Taven Bryan, a defensive tackle from Florida.
I hear he's like one of the best players in this draft too.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a monster. Really fat and athletic. You can't beat that on the defensive
That's true.
line. Vikings drafted Mike Hughes, a cornerback from Central Florida. Patriots drafted
Scott
Sony
Frost
Michel.
product.
Yep. He was also like one of those guys who was like, yeah, he like raped 3 girls in college, beat up 2 dudes in a club. Yeah, so hopefully he can keep his nose clean in the NFL.
Scott Frost isn't there anymore.
Yeah, Scott Frost product. Actually, that happened while he was at the University of North Carolina before
Oh,
he had
okay.
to transfer to Central Florida. So who knows? Maybe Scott Frost.
Oh, so Scott Frost just saw the
yeah,
best
he
man
made
fit
it.
him
He
in.
made it better. Anyway, Patriots drafted Sony Michel, running back from Georgia.
That's kind of a steal in my opinion.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I
Pick.
hate that he went to the.
Alvin Kamara 2.0.
I hate that he went to the Patriots because the Patriots don't harness
They could-
fantasy running backs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They
But-
had it. This was the year that they were going to have a fantasy running back, and then they just soiled it.
No, they drafted him, but it's just the Patriots.
They soiled it.
You
It
don't
could've
start-
been-
you-
There's a rule in fantasy: you never start a Patriots running back simply for the fact that they could have a good game, and next week they will be on the bench.
Yep.
They won't. They'll get 2 carries for all we know.
That's because Bill Belichick is the only coach in the league who actually games plan for what the other team's doing, not just
Yeah.
running his own game
I
plan.
mean, he's a good coach.
Weird.
He's the only one that will look at what the other team's doing, like, all right, we'll adjust our game plan to attack that team, rather than like, nope, here's my strategy, here's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
And then with the last pick, which is probably the most interesting pick of late, Baltimore Ravens traded up to get Lamar Jackson, quarterback from Louisville.
Bust.
He's the same quarterback as Baker Mayfield in
Yeah,
my
but-
eyes.
Yeah, but they
Baker
really
Mayfield
need a
could throw the
quarterback.
football.
They didn't even really need a quarterback. Although I did hear a
Think
stat.
Flacco's gonna give
I did hear a stat that since they won the Super Bowl, Flacco is the worst statistical quarterback since then.
He's tank.
so bad.
I mean, and to be fair, he hasn't had a receiver since the.
That's
That's
true.
a
100%.
Super
He
Bowl.
hasn't had a team.
Yeah, he really hasn't either.
Yeah.
He had one good cornerback.
That lost the one defensive player they had.
Ray
at the Super Bowl.
Lewis
Yeah,
and Ed Reed.
but I don't think that Lamar Jackson's going to be. He might be a good fantasy quarterback for half a season.
Rushing and who knows? Well, and he's confident. I mean, he could pull the old Deshaun Watson on us. I didn't see Deshaun Watson. Being the guy
I
he was.
agree with that as well. I did not see Deshaun Watson
Deshaun Watson
dominating.
had
the
that.
Well, and see, that's the craziest
Pretty
part
solid.
about the NFL lately is the college West Coast offense quarterback is becoming more prevalent.
right.
It's we're kind of watching a dying breed in the pocket passer. In all honesty, I mean, you don't see
In
a lot
college?
of no, in general.
I think
I don't know if I agree
Well,
with that.
okay. Do you mean like where it's more of like
I'm talking like the Brady's, the Mannings,
Like
the
having-
Roethlisbergers, the
okay.
Rivers.
okay?
like-
Having the
the-
ability to run is more
Like where
desired.
it takes
I think
3
you
defensive
both.
linemen caving in on them to just even make them think about leaving the pocket.
Yeah,
That's what I mean by a pocket passer.
which is what
I'm not saying a guy who throws in the pocket. I'm just talking about
yeah,
a pocket passer.
which is what that I would call. Well, I would call it a meta. How it's been for the last
It's like a hybrid, really.
where yeah, it really is. Where you're exactly correct. Where when Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, etc. They all ran the league. They were all pocket passers. That was their thing.
think-
They're going to destroy you in the pocket.
a big part of that might
Yeah,
be
that is
because
going away, you're right.
the pocket passers have been at their teams and been good teams for how long, and then newer quarterbacks coming in are from college who has been.
Honestly,
you need that to be.
I think it's the evolution of the game and the fact that defensive linemen are getting faster.
Yeah, that's
I think
probably part
we've watched defensive. It used to be where the defensive line and the offensive line were just 4 and 5, 300-pound guys
Right.
running into each other. And they couldn't run that fast compared to some quarterbacks, and there wasn't a lot of speed
too.
issues.
You need
All of a sudden, coaches make their defensive ends lose 120 pounds, and all of a sudden they're running 4.7 40s and benching 225 pounds for 30 reps, and that is probably the most terrifying thing in the world to me.
Dwight Freeney started that.
Yeah, exactly. And
I would say he's one of the first.
exactly the defensive end became a speed position over a strength position,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden quarterbacks need to be able to scramble, and that's why I think we've been seeing the dying trend of a strict pocket passer.
Makes sense.
I agree with that.
Just want to throw in, since we were talking about Deshaun Watson, I know I'm going to get crucified for saying it, but I'm really tired of people talking him up as the next coming of Jesus.
I know.
I don't think he's that good. I think
The jury is still out.
He surprised me. He did good for the games he
He
played.
absolutely did.
I mean,
but
he's no Carson
so did
Wentz
Robert
in
Griffin.
my eyes.
But yeah, no, I'm not saying he's going to get
I
in.
think he has the weapons to do it again.
Sure. I'm not sold on his deep ball. Kind of sucks.
It's only been half a season too. So it's like you You can't gauge a whole career off of half a season.
I hate seeing the Houston fans like, oh yeah, we got this great quarterback, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, shut up.
That'll happen.
Shut up so much right now.
I follow Patriots fan pages like on social media, and like everyone's saying Danny Etling's going to be the next greatest quarterback.
Who is that?
Exactly. I honestly had to look up some highlights and some stats on it. I don't care about
this dude
SEC
actually
football.
played. He started.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, any fan base is gonna take the time to like hype up their players.
Well, it's also
Of course.
a team who's had struggles in being successful, and they have that successful streak, and the fans.
Was it a
latch onto
successful
that.
streak? Because while he was starting, they went 3-5.
Yeah, but
They almost beat.
They put up a lot of numbers,
They
but
almost
they
beat
went
the
3-5.
Seahawks.
Well, that's not
They were-
necessarily Deshaun Watson's fault in the
I'm
sense
not
that their defense was falling apart as well.
I'm not saying it is, but it's just.
Football's a team sport, and just because your team lost doesn't mean your quarterback didn't play good.
That's it. I just want to pump the brakes on Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
I think that's 100% true, as well as with Nebraska Cornhusker fans. With
Yeah,
Scott
again,
Frost.
Dude,
Pump
it's crazy.
the
It's crazy.
brakes.
It's like you walk around Lincoln and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're gonna be Big Ten champions in the next year." And I'm
It's like, how stupid are you? It's like, do you realize how weak these players are?
well, Scott Frost did it at UCF.
he's got whipped into shape.
Scott Frost.
He's got to spend 2 years getting them like actual muscles.
No, well, and actually, on that note, we've hired one of probably arguably the best strength and conditioning coaches in college football, and the Nebraska Cornhuskers as a team have lost 300 pounds of fat and gained over 300 pounds in lean muscle.
Damn.
That guy
That is a fact.
has sent players to the hospital at 2 different teams now.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is a lunatic, and his workouts will bury you. It is get strong or die trying.
He gives them rhabdomyolysis. They end up in the hospital dying of muscles.
That's
or
his
muscles
job.
fading
That's
away.
what he does for a living.
And,
How can you blame him?
He's taking our unathletic offensive linemen and making them shed weight and become stronger and be actual athletes. And I don't think the Huskers are going to do anything amazing. I think we'll actually look like a functional team in the Big Ten this year.
We're gonna look at an actual football team.
I mean, so like we made the joke about it.
Beat Michigan.
Honestly, I
We're
could
gonna
believe
beat
it.
Michigan. Michigan sucks.
Yeah, they're falling apart. But Nebraska does have an incredibly hard schedule this year when it comes to college football.
I think Ohio State and Wisconsin are on the road, right?
Yeah, Ohio State,
And
Michigan,
Michigan.
Ohio State, Michigan, and the other one you just
Wisconsin.
said, Wisconsin, are all on the road this year.
So buying into the hype, because I think we're gonna win 6 games.
I
Me buying into the hype, I think we win 8. I think our losses are at Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and I think we lose to Colorado because it's the second game of the season.
I want to go to the Colorado game so badly.
You
I feel
throw
like-
beer bottles at there.
I feel like we can absolutely
Team
beat
two?
that team, but with it being the second game in his system, I don't know.
It'll be rough. You're not wrong. It'll be rough. But, I mean, there's a lot of hype in Nebraska, and it's hard not to get intoxicated by it. It's hard not to be like, man, I'm pretty excited for my team this year.
I mean-
we're doing something right finally.
We said we were going to win national championships when we were 4-8, so it's not new for us to hype up our team, even though they suck horribly.
We just made that point earlier. It's just like that's what fans do. We
That's
hype
true.
up our teams.
That's true. Which is fine. We can be optimistic because, well, here in Nebraska, we don't have much else. We don't have beaches.
We made it to pick 32, right?
Pick 32.
I bring
Yeah,
this
we
up
made it
because
to the
we're
first round.
52 minutes into this podcast and we haven't left the NFL, so.
Oh,
Hey, we
not a
left it
sports
once.
podcast.
We left it once.
Not
That's
a
true.
sports
Hey, do you have
podcast.
another phone call to make? We got a discussion going on.
Joe, I told Joey not to.
Well, do we want to switch over to the next and final thing?
Second round.
All right, second round of the draft.
Oh, let's
Who you guys got going number one?
Well,
Let's
before,
get started.
we talked about doing an AMA.
yeah, let's do that.
Before we do that, can we talk about our favorite player in the draft after the first round?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hold on, I wonder who yours is.
Mine is Shaquem Griffin.
I wasn't even able to guess
What a
that.
steal at the 5th round. I was actually surprised he fell behind the 3rd round. In my heart of hearts, I felt like 3rd round was a good pick for him.
He's sitting on my couch the whole night. Draft Shaquem!
I didn't believe he would actually go 1st round. I was really hoping for it, but I didn't believe it. But 5th round, Seahawks got a steal, and I'm like, dude, I mark my words, he's gonna be awesome.
It's on the Seahawks.
He's gonna be
He's
awesome.
they have a great defense. He's gonna do great. Yeah.
No, he's gonna do awesome in general. He's gonna make that defense.
They don't
better.
have a good defense anymore.
Yeah, their defense has been trash lately.
I think hands down the best player in the draft is clearly Tanner Lee.
I think a big part of
That
that
you
is
stole mine. I was gonna say that.
Well, he's the best player. I mean, come on. It's not even
He
a
went to
question.
Nebraska. Of
How
course
did he
he
get
is.
drafted first?
That's a real question.
Hey, I give Tanner Lee credit. He did what he wanted to do. He wanted to come
So-
to a big Division I school, at least show that he can actually be a quarterback, and then get drafted.
Well,
not many people can say that.
I give him credit too because in every single game he scored all the points for both teams.
He got, and the best part about it is he got progressively better through the season. From game 1 to the
Yeah.
last game, he did improve his game. I'll say that much about
I
it.
watched before
I
the
sure hope so.
before the spring game. They had a Big Ten had a like a previous classic or whatever. What was from a game last year, and I swear to God, I didn't remember watching it. But I was sitting there watching. I'm like, wait, this is Tanner Lee. He's actually throwing. He had like 400 yards that game.
Yeah, he did.
The dude's got a rock. He's got a hell of an arm.
Yeah,
the
he
dude
does.
has an amazing arm.
He also has the size.
His biggest issue is that he doesn't trust his pocket to protect him, which I
Yeah.
can't blame him. He's played behind shitty lines his entire career. But it's a mental block at this point, and if he doesn't get over that, he's never going to be more than a practice squad player where he doesn't get hit.
He could easily start in the NFL, I think.
He could if he gets over that mental block.
Yes, if he gets over the mental block and just has better decision making, he has everything else for it.
John, who's your favorite player from the draft?
I don't have a favorite player of the draft, but my favorite team comp improvement was the Chargers. I think they worked on the offensive line quite a
They
bit.
draft people?
They did draft people? Oh.
They had like
I thought
two or three
actually-
offensive line.
I thought the Raiders was the best because they drafted a punter in round 5.
Anyway,
So did the Packers.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I think the Chargers and the Rams.
Didn't the Packers
worked
like
on
draft a
their
long
line.
slapper
They
too
did.
in
Yeah.
the later rounds?
Yes.
Well, they had the most picks in the draft before they traded. So they had literally had like 10 picks overall.
Well,
They're like, screw it, we'll take this guy.
okay.
All right, Devin, you're the lucky winner of this here AMA.
Well, actually, my favorite draft pick
That's your first question.
is from.
I thought you already said yours. I thought it was Tanner Lee.
Well, I actually did like the Packers taking Josh Jackson in the second round. I think that was a good pick.
He's no Shaquem Griffin.
He's no Shaquem Griffin, that's true.
That's true.
But that's
He's got 2 hands.
But other than Shaquem Griffin, Tanner
We should-
Lee,
we
I
should
can't
do
think
a
of
bet.
another person that got drafted after that. So
I am like 100% Shaquem.
We should do a bet.
I'm a Shaquem believer.
A water bet.
He'll start.
I
He'll
think
start this year.
I think he'll be a solid starter for 4 or 5 years, but he's not going to be like a 12-year vet in the NFL.
I don't know. We'll have to see. 12 years from now.
I'm a
Mark
believer.
it.
I'm a believer.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, AMA.
So
Let's-
AMA, I
do
actually,
me first.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with
we will.
a question that was submitted from Mr. Joshua.
we have a fan?
Yeah,
Oh,
at least
my lord.
Fan.
at least one of them.
That's true.
Hey, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there it is.
speaking
I
of which, it's
believe
pretty
it.
hot here.
Wait, tilt the camera up so I can see the ceiling fan.
He texts me. He says, "Here's a question to ask Devin on his Q&A. Let's turn the heat up on him. We know he doesn't think guitar and singing takes talent. Ask him, would it take talent to sing and play guitar and to put on pants simultaneously?"
Yes.
All right, we've got an answer.
Question. Jesus Christ.
Does he have to use his hands?
I've seen a video of a guy put pants on with no hands.
I would
That's-
say,
I have
I was
two.
gonna say, I don't think you need your hands. I think you can just. do it.
So, should we have Ed Sheeran try to put
Ed
on
Sheeran
pants?
calling you out, play guitar, sing, and put pants
I
on
mean,
at the same time.
I'll put
There's a lot of
$1,000
calling out on
I'll
this
put
podcast.
$1,000 down right now. Ed Sheeran can do it.
Or do we find the guy that can put on pants
Give
without
him a
his
guitar.
hands?
Teach him how to play. Anyone can play Wonderwall.
That's true. There's got to be some sort of song with 3 chords. But anyways,
So this has already gone off the rails. Anyone else have any questions?
yeah. So as a reminder, we're doing this to let everybody, on a little bit on the secrets of who we all are as people, not as performers on a stage.
Yeah, so for about the next 12 minutes here, we'll do some questions.
12 minutes on the dot.
Yeah.
No more, no less.
Well, maybe like 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
Math. Quick maths.
Hey, what's your favorite school subject?
What is my favorite school subject? If you were to ask me then, I probably would have said music, because I did play an orchestra. I do play bass.
Did that take talent?
It's piss
Well,
off.
he wasn't singing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't singing.
That wasn't quite
So way
an
more
orchestra.
talent.
He has sung and played bass before, though.
What?
He has sang and played bass before.
Yeah, I can do it, which is
Takes no talent, though.
one of the reasons why I don't think it's that impressive.
It's because
But
you're playing
we're
bass.
not getting into that. No,
You're
we're not
playing
getting we're
bass.
not getting into
It
that.
doesn't take talent to play bass.
There's only like 2 strings.
If you were to, you only used one of them.
do, 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 do.
if you were to ask me
That's
now,
why I think
feel
Devin's so
like
skewed because of that.
if you were to ask me now, I feel like history. I would have taken a better like interest in history.
Hear that sound? Somewhere Josh just got a boner.
Yeah. Josh loves history.
He is a history major.
So that was my whole plan. I wanted to bring him down just to bring him back up.
I
Literally.
think where you're going with there.
Being switching.
I know another thing we can beat on him for specific questions that will trigger him. Are you AMD or the other one? Intel.
Andy, I think.
It's interesting. I don't know if I can hang out anymore.
Please.
Actually,
I'd have to look. To be honest, I don't know.
I've been
I
AMD.
think my computer
Is
specs
that
are in
an
there.
Intel sticker on your
That's
tower?
an Intel sticker. on it,
I've been.
It's the glasses.
Matt got new glasses because he can't see.
Oh yeah, I have glasses.
I've been AMD my entire life, except for recently I went to an Intel processor and I really like it.
I like both.
I'm pretty sure it shows up AMD when I start my computer. So.
But as far as video cards go, NVIDIA all the way. Fuck
Yeah.
that. Whatever the hell it's called, the one that starts with an R.
The one that's not NVIDIA.
Yeah, that one. The one that Josh likes, and he insists that it's better even though he constantly has computer problems.
Oh shit.
That's a good one.
So,
John,
Devin,
what's your question?
What instruments have you played in your life?
Instruments that I played in my life.
Yeah. Since the day you're born. What
Skin
instruments?
flute.
That's a penis.
Using the technical terms.
I mean, actually played bass, and I mean, I don't. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Like where I would feel like I would be sufficient enough to play in front of people, it'd be just bass.
Yeah. What instruments have you played? 'Cause, I mean, I've played a ton of instruments when I was a child.
Well, I mean,
The triangle, the recorder.
What
recorder.
instruments have you taken lessons on, or at least attempted to learn in the past?
none.
Just bass?
Bass, and I mean, I've picked up. I
I
have
thought
a
you did-
guitar.
I think piano for some reason.
I would love to know how to play piano because I feel like that's one of the like universal instruments.
That is.
Piano and drums, I feel
I feel like that one would be hard. You should use like both sides of your brain. I can't do that.
Exactly. That's why, and you have to use your feet too on piano sometimes. It's not as like necessary as like playing drums are,
Oh, dude, I love playing drums.
but if I feel like drums and piano are two of the most like universal instruments to learn if you want to learn how to do everything.
I can't,
Also, with piano, you have to learn treble and bass clef.
I can't process two things at one
I
time.
don't,
It's
I
just
don't
there's
know.
no way I can
You
do
just
it.
gotta learn how to, you gotta pat your head and rub your tongue.
I can't do it. I can't.
I don't know if drums is that high as you think it should be, but I think keeping a beat is the most important.
I think-
thing
I
you
think-
learn
Which is
from-
a lot
drum-
harder
I
than
think-
you think it
you
is.
learn from drumming.
You can have a band without a bassist or a guitarist, but you can't have a band without a drummer.
I'm gonna say how Dave Grohl almost got fired from Nirvana because he couldn't keep the beat.
So we switched to guitar.
Can you have a band without both guitar and bass, or can you have one?
Yeah, that's called 21 Pilots.
Got him!
They have a bassist. They're
It's not even a band.
I was gonna say it's like a band.
That's pretty loose.
There's two people. That's a band.
All right,
Is this the White Stripes?
top 10 anime betrayals.
Anime.
Trails.
Ooh, what was the one I was just talking about today?
Batman dies in Infinity War.
Oh,
Fucking spoiler! Jesus Christ!
top 10 animes or anime deaths.
I mean, I think Superman's my favorite Marvel hero anyway.
Man, I just had one too. Oh, East Coast or West Coast?
Music?
No, just where would you want to go?
Where would I want to go?
There's an answer to this question, and I will lunge at you.
Yeah, there's a clear answer. If you pick the wrong one, I will kill you.
I don't know. I'd personally prefer East Coast.
That's the right answer.
I've never been to the coast, so I don't know. which one
I've
would
been
be
to
better.
West.
I've been to East Coast and West Coast, and East Coast is 10 times out of 10 way better.
Yeah, I've been to all
I
the
think it depends
coasts.
on
West
what you
Coast
really like.
actually sucks giant dick.
I feel like there's
California is one of the worst states in the nation.
Wow. I feel like there'd
It's
be.
fun to visit, but that's it.
I feel
Yeah,
like there'd be more
Well, is it
variety.
visiting
on the
or
East
living?
Coast.
Living.
like
You
just
Oh, living. That's a different question.
Okay, ask me again. Visit East Coast.
yeah,
It's a
same
different
answer.
question.
It's not a different question.
The only place I would go on the West Coast is like the furthest northwest corner you can get in Washington, and that's it.
Yeah, because I feel like there'd be more variety of stuff to do if you were gonna go on the whole East Coast. You have all the way through Florida. You can go, all the way up
Florida.
to
Oh, I like Oregon.
New York, even.
So and
Boston.
I like East Coast because of the history too. You bring up the history.
Ooh, the
part of it.
history.
It's just
Remember,
California.
I'm saying that now when I'm not in school.
California is a terrible state. It's the worst ever. Portland's full of hipsters. Seattle or Washington's full of hipsters. Seattle light.
Isn't there just mountains there?
So
Well, you can say, I mean, New York is full of assholes. So is Boston.
they're not though. They're not.
Everyone just harsh. They're like
everyone
me.
says New York is full of assholes. No, there are busy people.
They're
They're not assholes.
That's true.
They're really
What-
not. They're
no, okay.
super friendly. I've been there. They're really nice people.
Look up a list of stories of people who've worn a Red Sox jersey in New York or a Yankees jersey in Boston. And tell me they're not assholes, Blake.
Maybe you should think about your wardrobe before you go
Yeah,
there.
it's same shit. I don't wear enemy gear into enemy territory. It's just,
So it's, I mean, they're just busy gang turfs, man. They're not assholes. They're just,
there's gang turfs anywhere.
don't bring the signs in
You
there.
wear Iowa shit to Lincoln, you're gonna get made fun of.
That's
But
true.
you're not gonna get rocks thrown at you.
I think the people who are getting rocks thrown at them are also being assholes. To be fair,
You can read it. No, like I think even one of them was a John Krasinski was wearing a Red Sox shirt in New York, and someone threw a hot dog or a drink or something at him.
they thought he was hungry.
Yes, he was hungry.
I
Was
would
it
try and
low-
feed John Krasinski too. He's an
Was
awesome
it-
dude.
Was it full toppings hot dog?
I don't know.
Was it New York apple?
These are important details that you have to know before you can make a decision. The only time I've wore enemy clothes in enemy clothes in enemy territory is I went to the Kansas State game where Nebraska played Kansas State. That was the closest I've ever gotten.
Yeah, but those guys are teddy
I've
bears.
worn.
But
I've
yeah,
worn-
exactly. It wasn't even like I didn't feel. I was like, we're gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, it's
Don't
like,
even
well,
look at me.
There's that, and then there's like they're talking shit, but they're not even good at it.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
what are you guys even falling back on? Your one good season?
I've
You
worn.
beat us once.
I've worn Patriot stuff in Denver, and that was like probably one of the most dangerous like experiences in my life.
Everyone's high now.
Well, they're not chill though. I went to the AFC Championship game the last time Brady and Manning have ever played each other. I was decked out in Patriots gear. You know, that's my team. I was
Right.
repping.
Manning played that game.
Yeah.
I thought that was
No,
Assweiler.
no, it was
You might have
Manning.
played the division game.
It was
Oh,
Manning. Manning played, Brady played, and we lost. The Patriots lost. There was plenty of Patriots fans there, but like we had to get escorted out by police because people were like people that trying to rip our jerseys off and like jumping all over us, like doing the old like flat tire shit,
Yeah.
and like it got to the point where like cops had to like corral us, like security had to corral us in the stadium and escort us out.
That makes sense though, because the same fans that are Broncos fans are also Colorado fans, and those guys.
Dude,
are
Colorado
douchebags, too.
fans are the worst. They are the They are the most arrogant assholes on the planet, and that's why I don't ever want to move back there.
They're the ones who brought hammers to they were advertising it as like the Hammer game or something like that, Hammer at Home or something.
shit.
And then they just
That's a
beat the
bad
shit out of
idea.
everyone's car.
Oh, missed that one.
Yeah, there's plenty of stories of Nebraska fans going to see you and getting their tires slashed, and
Yeah.
like Colorado fans are terrible.
I don't get that at any fan base. It's like, dude, it's a fucking like I get that there's a lot riding on it, but it's a fucking game.
Or you could be like Buffalo, where you just jump through tables.
You be Philly where you
Dude,
destroy your own city.
In a world of Denver fans, be like Buffalo.
Be like Buffalo.
Be like Buffalo.
We suck. We're just gonna jump through tables.
Don't hurt anyone, just hurt yourself.
That's honestly the best thing that's ever come out of Buffalo.
That's
true.
And wings. I mean,
Wings. Dude.
Fair point. I was wrong. I'll take an L on
It's
that
like
one.
it's like wings and then Buffalo fans, like right there.
shit. All right, what's your favorite kind of chicken wing?
What's my favorite kind? I don't know.
Or you mean like bone in, bone out, or sauce?
Get both.
It depend. Ultimately, I do like bone in. It depends on how much
Never
work
order
I'm.
it.
Well, that's the thing. Depends on how much work I'm trying to do.
It's the
Bone
la-
out are glorified chicken nuggets.
it's,
They are.
it's the laziness to taste ratio.
It
and
is.
sometimes your laziness is just up here.
It
Yeah.
depends how many beers you've had, because if you had 2 or 3 beers, it's like, I'm not working for this.
Well, that's exactly.
You know what we should do? We should go to B-Dubs and get like that stupid spicy plate of wings thing,
No.
and we'll just do. I'll get a
Hey,
small.
weight loss challenge loser. I'll do that.
Ah.
I'm gonna put on weight.
I would be okay with that.
Because there's only like 6 of them, right?
Yeah, you get a small, and you bone in, spicy, like
Yeah, I'll
Diablo
do
wings
that.
or
The
whatever.
thing about that challenge is it's the same heat as their wild sauce. They just put a bunch of gross shit in it to make it taste bad.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
know. I've known people who work at B. That's all they do.
That adds to the challenge.
They just like dip it in gross sauces and just
No sauce. Only
What do you mean
water,
no sauce.
like and like no ranch or.
No ranch.
They don't allow you to have it on the challenge. You can't.
We'll
have
get
that.
it and we'll just take. Can we get them to go, or do we have to actually eat?
You
it?
probably have to do. I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, We could probably put them
I
together.
would ask.
You just can't do the challenge. We give.
But yeah, I'd be happy to do
Yeah.
loser does the 6 wings or whatever.
Yeah,
Just
I'd be
get,
okay with
just
that.
get wild. It's better.
You're ruining the challenge,
Doesn't
John.
taste like
But I would say if I was sitting down and I didn't have a choice, or this is what I want, I would want bone in, and really I don't like that whole lot of heat. I prefer.
You're getting garlic parmesan.
garlic parmesan.
Well, I always go with a regular buffalo. I don't like Asian, honey barbecue or whatever.
He does
Have
get
you
buffalo
tried
as
spicy garlic?
Spicy
No.
garlic's
It's
really
not
good.
spicy, but it's very good.
Real good.
I don't know. It's a weird thing for me. I like normal things. I don't like Doritos that are different
It
flavors.
tastes buffalo-y. There's just garlic in it.
And I don't like
Doesn't work.
Pringles that are different flavors, just like regular Pringles or what I prefer.
He's like, flavors are flavors. You don't mix them.
And that's just how I feel. So I've always felt that same way with wings. Is
Hannibal
that
Buress.
I just
Pretzels is the same, man.
so I feel like it's been the same thing with wings. I prefer to have a good taste and a good flavor than making it hot. But I like ranch with it.
Usually,
And a nice cold frosted beer.
I always order a thing of ranch and then I never use it. It's just there as a backup in case the wings really suck.
It's there to throw it at the TV when your team does something stupid.
Well, if I would need a lot of ranch.
That's not enough ranch
I
in Nebraska
love
for that.
ranch. So
I do love ranch. It's just for some reason wings.
I will absolutely do one dip in ranch and then eat one wing without it because I like the flavors of wings. But I love it. Oh, ranch sounds good right now.
I like to dip my fries
think
in the
about
ranch.
Fries and ranch is the best. Mushrooms, fried mushrooms and ranch is my favorite thing.
I can see that.
Interesting.
I don't like mushrooms,
Oh, they're so good.
sadly.
All right, we got a final question to wrap this up. Anyone got a good one?
Your mom and your dad's body.
If you were in a Freaky Friday situation with your mom, what would the first thing you'd do?
With your mom.
That's the bad.
That's terrible. Like we
You
don't
go
even
to-
have
you
answer
go to
It
that.
doesn't have to be something gross.
Well, I mean, I
If you
just, like,
switched bodies with someone, what's the first thing you're doing?
I don't know.
Switch bodies with a female.
It could be anyone.
You switch bodies with each one of us. You tell us what you do in one day.
Yeah, each one of us go.
No, that's a bad idea.
Each one of
No,
you.
no, this will be good.
Quick synopsis.
He's gonna kill me.
This is a bad idea.
No, this is a bad idea.
This is a bad idea.
You're gonna bang every single one of your girls. Get out. No.
See, that's why this is a bad
That's
idea.
why it's a bad idea.
Well, John's like, it's a bad idea. This is why.
I was trying to remove it from it actually being a bad idea.
Okay, legit have a Freaky Friday deal with my mom. I would probably just go to work, to be honest, like regular.
Wow,
I know, it's
this
boring.
This is a great.
Well,
He likes unflavored chips. He wants to just go to work. Why are you even on this podcast?
Can I go to work, please?
I'm the stats guy. I don't know why you guys are asking me questions.
We need vanilla. You can't have a Sunday without vanilla.
That's true.
All right.
That's true. I'm like Jamie over here. Just don't talk to me or I won't talk to you unless spoken to. Oh shit.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't. That's a weird question. I don't.
If you had to play a sport other than football throughout high school, and you had to play it all 4 years, what would you play?
Am I good at it?
You are at your current level of athleticness. Baseball. You have to go back to high school right now. Nice. And you have to play a sport.
Offered in high school. Ooh.
It's not. I was just gonna play it.
3 choices. I'm trying to pick between 2. Maybe basketball,
Soccer,
baseball,
basketball.
baseball, basketball, or bowling. I'd probably go with
Can't-
basketball.
I
I had way more fun.
As
playing
someone who was on the bowling team in high school, we're gonna do real sports.
I would do esports, okay?
Esports ready.
Esports
Oh
ready.
my god.
Brain off.
Fuck you, David Akers.
Get it out. Just get it out.
Cut.
Just get it all out. All right, let's wrap it up.
I think we're definitely gonna have to expand on these AMAs in the future because it seems like we only asked each person like 6 questions.
true.
We can really
Well,
deep dive into this.
Well, what we
15
should
minutes
do
each
is we
question.
should do another live thing where it's not necessarily, like the draft was, but let's just
Like, I don't know, playing Jenga.
like playing Jenga.
Oh, that would be a great time to do it. So,
Would.
well, that's a good idea. We're gonna play the drunk Jenga as a party, and that'd be a great time to do AMAs.
Yeah.
So it's like we can pull a tile and then like ask a person a question. So it's like give a drink. I was like, I'm gonna give John a drink. I'm also gonna ask him a
Or
question.
on each tile it has a drinking game and a question.
Okay, so for our audience, we're gonna be filling out these tiles ourselves when we play Jenga for a thing to do for a drinking game. We would like suggestions for what to put on each one. Please be reasonable.
or completely
Josh.
unreasonable.
I'm looking at you, Josh.
I won't say it again. Maybe the time's passed.
Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. We're going to cut it there. It's been a great Tuesday evening with you fellas and everybody else. Be sure to like and subscribe
And comment.
on this video.
You know what? Don't comment.
Yeah, don't even subscribe either.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all you people
Thumb
being
down.
in my life.
Give us, we want dislikes this. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, no, please, actually dislike it.
No,
We're not getting any activity on the likes. Dislike the shit out of it. At least be controversial.
That's true, yeah.
Our analytics.
And it's all
Being that I'm
shot.
wearing glasses now, I'm a stats man.
Stats
Also.
man.
So yeah, be sure to follow us on Facebook at Infinite Roundabout, Twitter at INF Roundabout. You can also search on Twitter for Infinite Roundabout. It'll show up. And Instagram is Infinite Roundabout as well. Okay. So do that. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your weird aunt.
You can catch me on MySpace.
Joe Rogan will be
He's got
here
a sweet
next week.
song.
Joe Rogan will probably be here next week unless he's too high and forgets again, like it's always happened.
Or
Any
Two
more
in the
questions for
Goofy throws
AMA?
the dolly.
Shoot them out.
Yeah, do that. And of course, as Blake always says,
Send nudes.
send
Morning,
nudes.
good evening, and good night.
That what?
I've never said that.
And send
As John Carson always says. What is it, Johnny Carson? I don't know.
I don't watch talk shows.
There's all-
Was it? Is it Johnny
Goodbye,
Carson?
everybody.
Fuck you, David Akers.